What is up, everybody? I'm Sino, and today I'm going to be running you through the advanced settings. So I made a video about this a while back, but some confusion about it's still going on, so I'm just going to explain to you what you should and what you should not be using in the new season for this. And if you're thinking, oh, how do I know? Well, R6 tracked me. I'm not going to lie to you, I have a .8, and that's whatever. You can check my game history. I've been doing absolutely horrible, but I beat Truman and his 5 stack, so it's whatever. But I haven't been doing good enough because I haven't been using these settings, and now that I have, I'm seeing a lot more frequent abilities to be able to take my ones and get more kills. So I'm going to be trying to run you through what you should and what you shouldn't be using. So number one, these two are for how fast you look while you're hip firing. It's basically on top of your already horizontal sense. So if you already have your vertical at 35 and you put a 5 look acceleration, it's going to put 5% extra on your looking ADS. But there is something different to this though, because now that there's a look acceleration ramp up time, if you jump this all the way up to the max, it'll take 1 full second for this to kick in. I don't recommend using ramp up time or acceleration delay because it will mess you up and you're going to feel like your joysticks have delay on them. And this is for your hip fire, and these two are for while you're aim down sights. I recommend not boosting your vertical too much because it's going to start to interfere with your recoil control and actually starting to look down instead of just controlling the recoil. Your ADS acceleration delay is basically the same as the look acceleration delay for the vertical look, so I recommend not using it. And the ramp up time is how long it takes for the ADS to reach its full strength. So what I'm going to say, this is basically personal preference. Don't use any of these except for the ADS horizontal acceleration, the ADS vertical, the horizontal look, and the outer threshold. The outer threshold is how long it actually takes for the stick to respond to the game. Now you might be thinking, isn't that what dead zones are for? But this is actually in the controller and not actually the physical limit. So a dead zone is basically how far you have to move your joystick for it to register in the game. This is the maximum input of the look stick in its actual game instead of it being on your physical joystick, so you can react faster and control recoil easier. So if you set it to 0, it's going to be where you push the stick fully to its limit. Opposed to when you move the stick just a little bit, it's going to react very, very fast. So that's how outer threshold works. Don't keep it too fast unless you play at a really low SENS. My recommendation is play around with this and see how it goes. Don't always push it too far because you might find yourself doing really, really good with it at max, but then you're going to find a lot of inconsistencies as you start to rank up or as you start to play more games with it. So I had it at 17, so find your middle, find your median, and make sure not to mess up your SENS. Look dampening time is one of the most confusing things, but I think it's how long it takes to actually get to the speed you were at in the beginning, so your default horizontal and vertical. I don't recommend using this. There's no point for it. So what you should be focusing on is your outer threshold, the accelerations, and the acceleration for hip and ADS. What I am going to say is if you don't like being in close range quarters with your accelerations on, turn on the acceleration delay because it's going to give you 0.4 milliseconds to be able to shoot somebody without having your ADS acceleration kicking in yet. But if you do like having a fast sense right when you aim in, make sure to have this off and have these at a higher level. It's very straightforward and very simple. Make sure not to mess these up. Make sure to go through TDMs, not T-hunts, and test it out on real players before you go into comp so your teammates don't throw a fit. Don't be like me. Don't have a .8. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.